I mean, though I'm not. It's GoldenSaucer.net episode 257, the second attempt. That last
Son
time,
of episode 257.
that last one was real bad, so I went ahead and like reset the router. Oh my god,
What?
just one thing after another. Like, just all right, it's looking good. It was worrying me there for a minute, but it showed up. Everything's looking a-okay. How are things
All
going
right.
for you? It's Joey.
Things are going okay for me, and I'm Kyle.
Is episode, what episode is it? 257, the 21st of November. There's a Kyle, an Alf to be named later. That was a joke I made, right?
He'll be named later.
So what is going on, my man?
Nothing, bud. I'm just doing some hanging out on the old Discord. Which cord? Discord.
Yeah, I really like doing the Discord episodes. The sad thing is, like, we do need some like filler in there. So like, I have Dead Cells. Please, please, please do not judge me on my ability to play Dead Cells, mainly because I am not going to be playing very well, and it's mainly for something to be on while someone's talking, right?
Yeah.
Something for you to look at and zone out on. So anyway, yeah. So what's been going on, Kyle? How are things? Did you get a chance to play that? Well, that's what the fuck you've been playing. Oh yeah, we got to do that, right?
Joey, are you okay? Do you need a second to collect your thoughts?
I'm just very frustrated about the the things not working correctly.
I gathered.
Oh yeah. So back to what I was saying. We're gonna bullshit for a little bit, talk about our weeks, then we're gonna talk about what the fuck we've been playing, do the news, and then we get out of here. I was almost gonna jump into what the fuck you've been playing there. So
you're just like, shut up, tell me what you've been playing so I can leave.
I do have to go dig around in the warehouse for some bullshit. And like, I'm literally looking for a backpack with a bunch of controllers in it.
Right.
And
I have no idea where that is.
Yeah.
I have like ideas, but not good ones as to where that could be.
But like, my problem mainly is that I have a good understanding of where all my backpacks are. So, you know.
Yeah. And you don't on this one?
Yeah, I have no idea on this one. It is in a place to be named later.
It's with Alf?
Possibly. That wouldn't surprise me. I would really like someone to come up like...
I'm the king of that joke.
I would really like someone to come to me and be like, yes, I have that backpack you were looking for. So, you know what I just realized what we should be doing? We should always just like... Everyone has capture devices. You should just record all your gameplay and then submit it to me, and I can just randomly play some of our gameplay when we're talking about what the fuck we've been playing and stuff, right?
Oh, that's true.
That'd be fun, right?
We could do that.
Who knows? All right. I don't know. Like, my week's been pretty blasé from last week. You know,
the bourgeoisie.
I mean, you know, building up to the holidays, so you know, I need to get my house in order.
Right.
I need to get my trying to tie up odds and ends, clean up, and get ready for the anticipation of maybe this year's holiday sales will be what I need.
Yeah, that'd be cool, right?
I mean, truthfully, if the holiday sales are just as good as the every month sales, I'll be fine. I really, you know,
it would just be real nice to have a little extra.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to a friend about it. Like, I'm still in that part where I'm recovering a lot of the startup costs. Yeah. And I was like, what startup costs? You know, the business is basically built for you. I'm like, yeah, but you know, like a lot of things add up.
That's just not true.
Right. I bought. Let's not forget, I bought a disc machine. I bought, some extra inventory. I had to do some repairs.
That place was absolutely not a functioning business when you bought it.
Yeah.
Well, don't not to throw shade at previous owners because they're very nice people.
Well, I think they were doing things like within their means of what they were doing.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. That's what I'm getting at as well.
I've always said to some people, and when people talk about the business, I'm like, I would not expect anyone to do what I am willing to do to make this business successful. You know what I'm saying? You have to be like, well, here is $3,000 that I'm not going to pay myself. I'm going
Right.
to buy something else, or I'm going to, you know.
I feel that the $3,000's not even a reinvestment. You know what I mean? That's just to get it.
Right. That's what I'm saying, right? You know, and you know, and that's also one of those things where like I'm not going to see the $3,000 back.
Yeah, that
at
$3,000
all.
was literally just to give us the opportunity to get in there and clean.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. And then like the amount of cleaning that needs to be done, you know, like buying tables, buying chairs, you know, like you see me there when I'm like hemming and hawing, like I need new tables and chairs, and I don't want to spend, you know, $300, $400 right now because I'm not going to get that money immediately back. You know,
Right.
I get it back in customer satisfaction and you know people coming and visiting and being happy with the space, but
Yeah, but nobody goes like, "Oh man, thanks for here's just some money for you
here's an
buying
extra tenner
chairs."
for the chairs.
Yeah.
So yeah, exactly. So I mean, and you know, like there's also just the regular incurring costs of snacks and electricity and you know, like
Snacks.
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 So
That
and you
little
know,
that little baby's a monster. A little monster baby. The one who wanted the snacks.
uh, anyway, what was I gonna say? The yeah, there's just stuff like that. It's very frustrating, you know, like
Yeah.
that I you know I have to deal with that and I have to live with that, things like that. So anyway, I mean, I'm trying to think of anything interesting. Got the school pictures back from Henry. They don't look terrible. You can definitely tell someone's like, Henry, look at this. What?
Yeah.
You know, so it's whatever. So, but also, you know, school pictures are a lot different than when I was a kid. Like,
Right. They like green screen shit now, right?
yeah, they also have like touch up. They're like, you want to touch up? Like, we can do a touch up. Like, in case you're
They're like, we're gonna fucking shoot your kid.
yeah, if you got like an especially zitty kid, they're like, come on now, get those zits off your kid.
Oh, they're like, oh, for like a couple of extra buckaroos, you can have a zitless child.
Is that all it cost? And here I was thinking that it was just feeding them less pizza.
Yeah.
It's not actually feeding them less pizza.
I just got an email from Nintendo. They want me to buy Astral Chain.
They're like, hey, you like Astral Chain? That shit's on sale.
I was like, no, I don't think I care about Astral Chain.
That game didn't seem bad. So, anyway, anything interesting in your world? Did you do anything fun or exciting? I saw you drink some chai tea today. I don't know.
I had some chai tea, Joey. You saw how exciting my life is. No, man, like I've just been playing Pokemon and having a great time.
Oh, all right. Well, we
Me,
can talk
me
about
and
Pokemon and what the fuck you've been playing, but
I mean that's all my week's been is just fucking doing the things that people ask me to do, and then when I don't have you know what I mean, appointments, I just take care of my own Pokemon itch.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get were you on that vegan chili thing? Were you on I don't remember the chat if it was you or the other Kyle who was like, that's super easy, Joey. Don't overthink it.
Yeah, I just said easy.
Okay. I mean, I'm aware that it's just simply remove the beans, but you know.
No, you leave the beans.
I mean, remove the beans, leave the meat. Especially
Fuck-
mixing pork.
fuck you.
Especially when you mix pork and beef, they love it. If anyone says that that's not vegan, I don't know what to tell them. But no, I have to like make sure that the beans that I use aren't like I want to say secret meat. Did you die?
No, I'm here.
You know, like secret meat. That's you know where they like
Just secret meat TM.
well, I mean like you know those pork and beans.
Yeah. Or the things that claim to be meat that aren't actually.
Bako brand bacon bits are 100% vegan friendly.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't know that. So, you know, get your Bako brand bacon bits. So, but I mean, just making sure that I don't, accidentally like get like some beans that have like meat byproducts in them or so on and so forth. So anyway, yeah, you got anything to you want to talk about like before we move on to what the fuck you've been playing? I guess. Oh, there's Alf.
We got Alf.
Hello.
It's
Just in-
Alf.
just in
Hello.
time.
Hello, how are you? Did you want to
hello.
go bowling?
Nico, cousin.
Yes, yes.
We were just talking
Sorry,
about.
guys.
No, you're fine. We were just talking about the bullshitting of our week. Did you have anything interesting this week? Did you buy that car? Not to put your
Negative.
business out there.
No.
Why not?
Fucking one of them was 2 car accidents.
Ooh.
One was a rear and one was a front. I'm like, all right, is there and right there mechanical issues? I'm like, nope, I'm good.
Really?
Then I drove another one I wasn't too happy with, and the other one that they showed me was a higher year but higher mileage. I was like, I'm not comfortable getting this car for that price for that mileage. So, nope, back to the drawing board, looking at more cars. So hopefully tomorrow I get something. But
Do you mind me asking
I'm
what cars you looked at? What brand?
Hyundai Elantra and Nissan Sentra and a Kia Forte.
It's a Forte.
Yeah, muy
Oh,
fuerte.
They stole the emblem. That's how you know it's a Hyundai.
You know, in Australia,
Simpsons reference.
it's a Hyundai.
Hyundai.
Yeah,
I
you
figured,
managed to make it sound Asian.
I know how. You know, like
I mean, I think a Hyundai is Asian. It's like Korean or something, right?
everybody should be on that Simpsons reference. Like it's on Disney Plus now.
Man, well, you think I'm a billionaire? I ain't got no Disney Plus.
Why not?
I just said it because I'm not a billionaire. The fuck? Car keys out of your ear.
Everybody's stealing from everyone. Haven't you been paying attention?
Joey, give me your Disney Plus login.
Fuck no.
Weird.
I learned my lesson. People don't do a good job at sharing that shit.
Joey, I'll give you my admit me if you give me your Disney Plus.
What the fuck's admit me?
We'll talk later.
It turns out you don't even know how much you need it.
Are we talking about splitting a Patreon premium Snapchat?
Yeah,
because we were talking about that
it's one of those premiums where you go like, hey guys, no, admit me's the site I use. That you have to be invited to actually watch all these movies and TV shows.
These are tasteful nudes, Joey. Tasteful nudes.
Oh, tasteful news! Oh my god. Joker's on the website. I'm like, yeah, look how fast it was.
I mean, I don't think you get a good experience from watching Joker in your living room.
No,
you
have to
need
be
to
out.
sit. And
It's
be
got
uncomfortable.
Russian subtitles.
You have to be out in the street in the downtown with a briefcase.
You need to be uncomfortable watching that movie.
I'm already uncomfortable. It's fine.
Did you watch it?
No, I haven't watched it yet, actually.
Why are you even on that website then?
Because I've been busy. Jesus.
No, I'm saying like if you're not watching Joker, what are you watching?
Not much actually. I haven't watched a lot of TV lately.
The Motion Picture Association is not listening, Alf. You don't have to worry.
I watched Dumbo.
Dumbo.
No, I didn't watch.
That's on
I didn't
Disney
watch-
Plus.
They told you that it's a product of its time, and that even though it's racist then, doesn't necessarily mean it's racist now.
Yeah, I saw the Disney Plus
Or
catalog.
vice versa. Not
Where's that
racist
song of
then,
the South,
racist
Disney?
now.
I want to stream that song of the South. Where is it?
No.
Huh? It doesn't exist. What are you talking about?
It doesn't exist.
You're like, there's a whole ride.
No. That's based on
It's
the
called
book.
Splash Mountain. Huh?
That's based on the book. Get out of here.
All right, what about those racist girls? Oh, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave now. Oh, okay.
They just like they remote sign out your fucking account.
This blow up my TV apparently. We own everything. Pop.
They do. They own Fox. They own ABC, ESPN.
They don't own Fox, right? They own part of it.
No, they own Fox.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I thought they bought part of it.
I think they. I mean, I don't know about. I mean, they got The Simpsons, so they own Fox.
They don't own Fox Sports though.
Yeah, there you go. They don't own Fox Sports. That channel that everyone loves.
Yeah, WWE Backstage Wrestling, is it?
Yeah, WWE Backstage with Renee Young.
And CM Punk.
Is CM Punk on there now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Really? I have not been paying attention. That was the big reveal. I was not paying attention, truthfully.
I don't even know. I was on Twitter. I was like, oh shit, CM Punk's back.
it's not even a reveal. He's like, I'm not working for WWE. I'm working for Fox.
Great, I guess. Did what was the other thing? Did you watch The Toys That Made Us, Alf?
There's a new one, right?
Yeah, the new season just came out.
What's the new season on?
Ninja Turtles, WWE, My Little Pony. Well, not WWE specifically, but wrestling toys in general.
I want to see the turtle one.
Well, that
I have not seen it, but I heard the new episodes were coming. I thought it was next week.
The preview of it was like a guy was like, I didn't know what I was doing, so I like looked up the definition of a ninja, and it said that they're assassins. And he was like, I guess I'm just making assassin toys for kids.
Yeah, that's true. That's kind of one of the things.
Well, that's just like the He-Man one was funny. It's like, yeah, we just wanted muscle dudes, and then for the bad guy, we'll get a dead muscle dude. All right, cool, we got it.
Yeah.
It was like literally the most half-assed plan that they did in like a pizzeria.
Power Rangers.
we created He-Man.
Power Rangers was the last one.
Oh yeah, that was it, wasn't it?
And they go into like Super Sentai and all that, what it all is and what it all does and all that stuff.
See, I love the show. It's really cool. The G.I. Joe one was weird.
I don't remember the G.I. Joe one.
Yeah, they just go deep into lore and shit like that. I was like, man, okay, this is way too much Hasbro, damn.
And I know I'm not supposed to be playing this game, but I wasn't paying attention. I rolled into acid and I'm gonna die.
Motherfuckers playing goddamn
Dead Cells.
Dead Cells.
It says it right there in Discord what I'm doing.
That's how I know.
Like I said, I was not supposed to be playing, so I wasn't paying attention. So I fucked up.
Guess
Anyway,
I'm just watching Joey play Dead Cells now.
You guys don't like watching me play Dead Cells?
Joey, what you been playing?
Dead Cells.
All right, we got that out of the way.
If you want, we can get into what the fuck you've been playing.
Sure.
Okay. Ooh, someone's typing. Kyle, what the fuck you been playing? I guess.
I was gonna like type some shit into the Twitch chat, but then I thought better of it.
And then I don't have up. Shit.
I was just gonna be like, boo! Put Mortal Kombat back.
Yeah, that's true.
I want to watch you trape around the fucking.
the fucking watch me open up chest in the fucking crypt for 100 hours.
No, just unlock Arnold. What I all hear is his conversations.
No, he's expensive.
Oh.
He is expensive though.
Is it true that Sub-Zero is now plain Zero?
Oh my
nice.
God.
Nice.
Oh my god. Well, Kyle, what the fuck have you been playing?
Pokemon.
How's that going?
Just real good. I don't know.
Are you the petition boycotter fanboy?
Am I boycotting the boycott? Is that what you're asking?
Well, no. I'm just saying. You're not on the fence with the fans. Are like, you lied to us, Game Freak, burn in hell.
No, not at all.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I very specifically didn't follow a whole lot of like the reveals for Pokemon or like the bureaucracy surrounding it. Which normally I try to like for games like big Nintendo stuff, and you know what I mean. Like I try to stay in the dark as much as I can about them because like I want to be surprised. And so it's hard to be because like we live in a time where you know what I mean. Like information is just so accessible, and that if you haven't heard, people are excited to be the first person to tell you. You know what I mean? So like I definitely was privy to like a lot of the goings on with the development of Pokemon and people being very upset that they didn't get to have the national Pokedex at their fingertips or whatever. Or the only thing that I can really see like legitimately being upset about was the assets, like them saying
because
that
they did say that they were pulling the assets out specifically to make it better. I guess we haven't talked about that at all, but
you and I talked about it last week.
Okay.
But not that we can't talk more about it, but so like it's weird because like by no stretch of the imagination do I think that this game is like perfect. It has issues, like nothing that's like super game breaking. But you know what I mean? Like there are like some corners that felt like they were cut. Definitely like they just reuse the same like design for like a lot of like the NPC trainers and a vast majority of like just things that would normally have like a little fun amount of information or like a you know what I mean? Like if you walked into like a random person's house in previous games, like they'd give you like a TM or they would, you know what I mean? Like they'd offer you a Pokemon trade or something. Like a lot of Sword and Shield feels like they had more intended for like this like empty space and they just like didn't quite like that's where they were like, all right, we have what we consider to be the bulk of the game finished and all we need to do is like polish it. And then I think they ran out of time to polish a lot of things. But otherwise, in terms of like me having like the desire to play it, is better than previous Pokemon.
Yeah, I believe when I talked to you yesterday, you said you were like right before the last boss.
Yeah. I'm like, without spoilers, like I'm like sitting there like looking at like the last thing to do basically, before post game stuff.
Victory Road.
Sure. They kind of changed how that works too. So like, you know, there's still like new fun surprises. Like it's not as formulaic as they didn't like break the mold like they did with Sun and Moon, but the problem is that the mold that they broke with Sun and Moon was the part that people liked. So like I think people really, really love gym battles. Like that's like I think what people like the most about the storyline is like dealing with gym leaders and like accomplishing like that aspect of it and collecting the badges and stuff. And Sun and Moon just didn't do that. They had like weird trials where you're like doing a thing. So like they kind of like merged that together and that you go to a gym and then there's a trial in the gym that's like a little puzzle that you solve. And then after that you fight some gym dudes and then you fight the gym leader. And like I think that's a fair compromise between the two systems.
I mean, like you've always had to do the thing where like you're like to get to Sabrina, you had to fight, or Misty, you had to fight all the little whatevers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But this one they'll be like, all right, so because it's in England, one of the Pokemon that's pretty prevalent is this thing named Wooloo. It's like a little sheep. It's like a sheep ball.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Alf. That is the joke that has been making its way around.
What is that the joke? What no?
It's like a thing from like RuneScape or something,
the
right?
Wooloo priest from
Age of Empires.
Age of Empires.
Age of Empires, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if God, Wesley won't stop fucking doing that.
It's fucking awesome. I don't give a shit what anyone says.
Yep, I love the joke, Alf. Keep letting me hear it from you.
I didn't play the game. I don't give a damn.
At least
Alf
it's fresh from Alf, I guess. I haven't heard him. Fuck, you like threw me off. What was I talking about, Alf?
You like Pokemon, all right?
I do. I like Pokemon. Fuck, you just completely
You were talking about having to go do all the little side missions.
Oh yeah, like the grass gym, like you go and you have to like herd a bunch of Wooloo. They're called Wooloos. I'm even calling them Wooloos now. And so like you have to like do like a little puzzle and you have to like guide like 20 of these Pokemon like that are acting as a herd, but they will separate from each other if something like spooks them. And like that little Pokemon Corgi is there and he's like, you know what I mean? Like he's there to like block you from because like he wants to shepherd the dogs, you know, or the sheep, you know what I'm saying? So
he's like, "Oi, governor, look at me bum."
Yeah, there's a lot of things where like I just like had to read the same sentence like 3 or 4 times to be like, the fuck is that supposed to mean? Is that like an idiom that I don't understand? And then like they'll just like say something weird and I'll go, oh right, they're British, I forgot.
That's funny.
You fucking what, mate?
Yeah, you fucking what?
We got other ones,
Wesley sent it to the chat, but there like actually is just like a fucking like a cop that you run into, and he goes like, well, what's all this then? And then you fight him, and he's an officer of the law in England.
Listen here, Mr. Lawman.
But like I can definitely like see both sides of the argument, right? Like I understand like Squirtle's your favorite Pokemon of all time. Well, you got fucked. There's no Squirtle. I don't know what to tell you. So like if what you like the most about Pokemon is catching them all, then
Have you got a game for us?
yeah, I mean,
But
no,
Kyle,
like
they're
I think
not all in there.
that's
How
what I'm
can
saying.
I
That
catch
this one,
them all?
you can catch all the ones that are in there. You can have a living Pokedex instead of a national Pokedex. But yeah, I don't know. Like I think that it focuses more on you becoming the champion than collecting all the Pokemon. Like that's like kind of the motif of the entire game, is that there's this champion who's undefeated and he's just like super charismatic, like cool guy, and you're like, oh, I want to be a cool guy, you know what I'm saying? Like I think I can beat this undefeated guy. And like that's kind of the running motif of the whole thing, is that you want to be this guy. And
That's the different game. I want to be the guy. It's a completely different game, Kyle. How dare you?
oh
I knew that joke was coming.
yeah, I didn't though. I was just teeing him up, but it was on accident.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta do that for me.
But I have mostly nothing but good things to say about this Pokemon.
How is the game with Forrest Whitaker in it?
What?
Jedi Fallen Order.
I haven't played it yet. I told you.
Well, I thought you were just saying that you had installed it and it took forever. I didn't know you didn't finish.
No, it took so long to install that I fell asleep. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning by the time I finished installing. Are we just gonna listen to Joey mash fucking buttons?
I hear it. Just feel like
I
saying
said,
nothing.
well.
He's also you're also just using that fucking broadsword that sucks.
Oh, that's so I don't get involved with it being good. That's 100% what's going on here. I'm like not
except for when you did get involved with it, because there was dead silence and I was watching you wail away on some stupid groundworm.
Listen here now.
Uh-huh.
Don't you tell me how to whatever. Groundworm.
All right.
Man, this show is horrible.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You ooh.
You can't even concentrate. You're like jokes.
I mean, anyway.
Look at the click.
We'll put it under the table. It's actually worse with the Yeti microphone, because it does not. You could be playing under the table and it'll still just click.
Are you playing with an Elite?
No, I'm just playing with the default controller. I wish I got the Elite controller too. I think it was on sale. What was it? $155 when I posted it the other day, right, Kyle?
Yeah, I think so.
Trade in your Elite 1.
I sold mine a long time ago, baby.
Oh, never mind.
I got an Elite 2. It's probably not worth $180.
I mean, it's coming from the guy who owns it, so I guess whatever.
It's
right?
good. I think that it's a fantastic controller, but like that's like you were saying, that's almost a Switch Lite.
It is, and that's really the problem, right? It's like when you could just buy like a bathroom Switch, right?
Yeah.
A bathroom Switch.
You just keep it in the...
It's like a pocket Switch. It's
Yeah,
pocket ham all over again.
Fucking
pocket. Dude, he's just he knows he's like Christmas is coming and he's just gonna get that pocket ham.
Ah, it's like that Thanksgiving. It's like, remember that pocket ham? Oh, I remember. I remember.
I remember pocket ham.
I'll go get that pocket ham right now.
Pocket ham lasted for like a month and a half straight.
So
he was just nibbling on it.
It's because I bought
where'd you get
really
that?
big
From
ham.
my pocket. I was like, why would it still be in your pocket?
It don't go bad. Oh, I found
Did you
out.
bathe? Where's those jeans still on you?
Nah, man, you can wear jeans until you die.
And then Pocket Ham became Sofa Ham. We were still recording at his house. Oh, good times, good times. That had stories to tell.
Yeah. Alpha,
I
did you
played
play?
Final Fantasy 14,
Okay. And how's
so
that going?
drudging away, trying to finish Stormblood. One more this expansion, then comes up Shadowbringers, the last one that's so far current with the game. Level 70. That's pretty much it. I haven't done anything. Saving up to get a house now in the game, I guess. That's the plan.
They let you buy a house in that game?
Yeah,
You have
dude,
to buy.
player housing, man.
You go buy player house, apartments. You can buy a mansion. We're trying to get a small little condo overlooking the sea.
Is that where you store your shit?
Yeah, it's gonna be a big storage
Yeah,
room where
you can
I
store-
dump
store
all
stuff.
the ukuleles and posters I get in the game. Here you go.
You can
goodbye.
also just like role play with your little Final Fantasy wife.
Yeah. Be like, hey, cake.
This is where we live together. Oh, you made it a weird sex thing. All right.
Oh, it's a dungeon. Great.
No, I mean a real cake. What? No.
It's real fun for everybody but me.
Oh, for the love of God.
I thought you said kink, not cake.
Wow, no.
I'm sure like kink.
I know where your mind's at.
Mm,
And then
Joey, you threw that bomb and it did nothing. I guess
No.
they're walking on it now.
No. So you don't. I got a curse, so I'm not allowed to get hit
Oh, why would you open a box, you dingus?
because I'm
You're not
trying to
even pay-
die.
But you're not even paying attention to the game and you took a curse?
Shit. You'll see in a second what happened.
oh God.
Yeah, I figured that would be
Ah.
the way to kill myself.
Nope.
I don't know if
you
I mentioned
suck.
it last podcast, but I beat Link's Awakening.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Did you-
Did
did
you enjoy it?
I liked it a lot. It's actually pretty fun. No complaints. Yeah, no, it was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
So you I guess that's a spoiler to like an old game. But did you wake
What?
up the windfish?
Yes, I did. I didn't get the special ending. I know the ending already.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go back at 100% just to get the stupid one, like the 2 second scene cut. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, there it is.
I don't know. One of the things when I was playing that I don't think I talked about when we were playing it, because what the fuck you been playing? You're looking at it.
Well, Link's Awakening is just such a fucking weird Zelda entry. It's like up there with the Majora's Mask entry because it's just so outlandish. Like it follows a Zelda scheme, but the story is just like, not what you think.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone knows it's a giant dream sequence, and
Well,
Yeah,
that's the
you-
thing is that there's no Ganon, there's no Zelda. You know what I mean? Like it's
well, you get what's her
It's-
nuts, Marin.
What's her name?
Marin. Yeah, Marin. Better Zelda.
Hmm.
Yeah, she's crazier.
I mean, like, that's what I was gonna say.
You beat the cuckoos, and she's like, yeah, I beat him. I'm sorry. Wait, what?
Oh yeah, I forgot she does love that. All right, my phone's just on.
And aside from that, I've started playing Luigi's Mansion 3. I'm like 2 floors away from finishing the game already.
Are you Luigi?
Yeah, I'm Luigi. I thought it was dumb at first when they introduced him, and now the way they incorporated different game mechanics to solve the puzzles with him,
Hmm.
that's fucking ingenious. Like a lot of it, I'm like, holy shit! I would have never thought of doing that to solve that mission or floor or whatever have you.
I mean, like, I feel like it also adds that, like I said, that co-op, family-friendly kind of,
Yeah.
Yeah, since you said family friendly, I'm gonna go ahead and agree with that.
I mean, like, I don't know how to explain it other than that, right? Like,
No, I mean that's just accurate. If you were gonna say like it adds like a good co-op experience, I would say you're wrong. Because I think Guigi takes away more than he adds. Especially in co-op. Like in single player, Guigi's just necessary. Like you just need him for you know what I mean, solving puzzles.
Mhm.
In co-op, he just makes the game irrelevant. Like
yeah, because
You literally-
he can't die, and you can just send him out to do whatever.
you just tank everything with Luigi or with Guigi, and that's it. He just regenerates health, and if he dies, you just push the button and he respawns. Who cares?
Yeah, it kind of defeats the purpose of the game now that you mention it.
I mean,
But I think in the single player context, it's
Oh, he's great in single player
it's
content.
it's
Some of
fair.
the-
It's a fairly smart mechanic.
well, I'm fucked.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're that's not good.
Oh,
You got you got this. You got.
shit!
Oh wow.
For the visual people,
That was a good run. Sorry.
It was all right.
It'll sync
Not
up
too
in a
bad.
second.
Not too bad. No, I saw you die. I knew you were gonna. I knew you were gonna die as soon as I saw the fucking rare spawn.
That was good stuff. I mean, that's kind of
but
what it is. So, like,
Luigi's Mansion, great visuals, great audio. I can't praise the game enough. If you have a fucking Switch, pick it up. Jesus, the Switch has been like producing hits. I will say that.
I got some beef with Luigi's Mansion. I think that I agree with you. Like visually, I think it's probably like one of the best looking games on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think it starts off real strong, and then halfway through the game and later it just takes a shit and just doesn't care anymore.
Why do you say that?
I think that like a lot of the puzzles are like kind of just like not intuitive. Like there's like an enemy type that's just like a mimic, right? It's just like a box,
Yeah.
and like it's not difficult at all to kill him. It's just you have to like shoot a plunger at him and then pull him and like knock him over and then shine the fucking ghost blacklight on him for a long time. You know what I mean? Like that's just like it's just you just sit there and waste so much time like killing this thing that doesn't reward you at all.
I think they wanted different enemy types besides the ghost at that point. I
Sure.
think that's the reason why they introduced it.
But like that's the problem is that like a lot of like the bosses specifically are like the most fun in the game, right? Like they just
the
have
bosses are fucking incredible.
They have like a lot of personality and like you
Yeah.
want to see them. Like every time they're on screen you're like, "Oh, this is funny." Like they're cool. Like most of these things are just well designed. And then like when you're just like traipsing around, everything just feels so much worse than the bosses to me. I'm sure a lot of people like it.
I mean, if you look at Luigi's Mansion 1 and 2, that's pretty much the same.
I hate those games, Alf.
Well, I mean,
like that's why. Yeah, I know
what
that.
were
I'm
you expecting in 3?
nothing. I had no expectations. But yeah, like I didn't buy it. Like I played it with Wesley on stream. So like that's why I have the idea about how co-op was kind of a issue because like when I was playing it, like I was just bored a lot of the time.
Yeah, I get you.
Also, did you do the stage where they want Professor Egad wants you to power up the poltergust, and so you have to like go into the basement, and there's like a redneck hillbilly like ghost.
Yes.
That and then you have to the fucking duck.
Yes.
You're gonna tell me that wasn't the worst fucking thing you've ever done.
I mean, everybody has that gripe with that fucking mission. I don't think I've read one praise about that fucking boss fight.
Yeah,
Fuck
it's bad. It's
that
bad.
Entire level in his ass. Like,
it's
seriously.
bad. It's real bad.
The game, the mechanics do not do any justification to that level whatsoever. Like it just fails. It fails miserably.
It just spends like a bunch of time like teaching you how to like make the best of these tank controls that like you have with Luigi.
And just doesn't translate well in the water.
And then like you have this thing where on top of it having like stupid like laggy controls, it adds basically like imagine like if the entire game was an ice level in Mario. You know what I'm saying? Like you just have like all this like startup time to your movement and then like ending lag on all your movement, and then there's just like constant obstacles that are just like it's not adding anything to the fight to have to get to inflate the boat and throw the boat back down. You know what I mean? Like it's like it would be just as engaging if the bosses just did damage to you. Like there's no reason that like he hits you and then I get knocked into some spikes and then I have to like reinflate the duck and then throw the inflatable duck and then jump in the inflatable duck, get back into position, try to get a hit it. You know what I mean? Like it's just like one of those things where like I feel like that stage specifically, and then also the one after it, the Egyptian one. The
Egyptian one was fine.
I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was great looking, and then also the sand mechanics was like the best thing in the game. Like I was so like enamored with just like vacuuming up sand. Like I was just like that.
The water.
Like, that's the most fun. I know. Does that sound stupid? But
the fucking hillbilly level with the water, the duck, like if it wasn't for the tank controls resetting every movement that you were trying to accomplish, like let's say I'm
Yeah.
trying to make a quarter circle turn left, and for some weird reason, as soon as you make a quarter into that quarter circle, it resets itself and wants to go right.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is happening? I don't understand it.
The only thing that I can liken it to is, so like,
Did you change your
let's
controls, by the way? Because I changed my controls for that mission. Like I went into options and turned
No.
off omnidirection, and it worked.
I just okay.
it-
I wish
I
I wish
could-
I had known that.
I actually was able to complete the game because, as is, I was never gonna be able to do it. Like the frustration that was settling in with that fucking level. I actually paused and took a break. I'm like, I can't do this. I'm getting angry.
Yeah. I just that level was just.
Don't you give me baby mode.
You know, like baby
Um,
mode.
Here's Gold Luigi. I'll kill you.
I'd get it away from me. Yeah, I don't know. And then like also like, there's just like, how much money did you in that game with, Alf?
I haven't beat it yet.
Oh, okay. How much money do you have right now?
I want to say 70,000.
Do you have any desire to spend any of that money?
On what?
That's what I'm saying.
That's the joke. That's a joke. Okay. Yeah, like, I don't. I thought I could unlock like more shit, not just like get a Boo Virtual Boy cartridge. Oh, what else? Get a what's the other cartridge? Besides Boo's, what's the other thing? You can find?
Yeah.
Oh, gem locator.
Yeah, and then also the
The dog bone.
The dog that reses you, which is the only useful. But like, the only time I had any trouble with the game was in that stupid fucking duck fight. So.
Yeah, I died once in the duck fight. Thank God for the dog reviving me. But yeah, the shop is pointless. I thought I would be like getting more like perks or some shit like that, but no, just a Boo finder. I'm like, oh, okay, worthless, but all right.
You're a boo finder.
Thanks, man.
Hey,
I
sir,
appreciate it.
that you.
He's gonna keep going if you don't laugh. Let's laugh at him.
I mean, you know, I do it for the yucks.
So yeah, Luigi's Mansion, good game. I like it. Go play it.
It's on my list. I don't know. I've always had trouble. I've always been the weird guy who. I've always felt like the weird guy who doesn't like the only one who doesn't like the Luigi's Mansions games.
I hated Dark Moon. I hated Part 2.
From my understanding, is like I thought I was the odd man out, like not liking that, but I think everyone's come around and like being honest with each other. Like no one liked that, right?
Yeah. The only thing that people get mad at me, Joey, is that every time someone goes like, "Oh man, Alan Wake, when's that?" and I go, "That's just Luigi's Mansion."
Give me the Alan Wake.
And then people are mad because they're like, "Alan Wake's not Luigi's Mansion." Okay, but do you flash a light at an enemy to be able to damage it, and then you damage it? And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "That's Luigi's Mansion."
I guess you're right, but I don't have to like it.
I don't like it.
I don't like it, but I'll defend every right that you have to say it.
Well,
You're crazy, Fry. You make a persuasive argument, Fry.
Whoop. Someone said.
What? No one said anything.
It's on Facebook, so I heard the distinct. I thought it was one of you guys like telling me like something else.
Get off the game.
I'm not even playing. I'm just jumping.
I'd see you on YouTube. That's it.
I'm on YouTube. Nice.
Aren't you?
No, I am. Like it was a pain in the butt to get that fixed.
Oh yeah, that's all I know. I see you fighting around.
It was broken on YouTube forever.
Oh, well, that's all I got. And Twitter. I mean, Twitch.
Ooh, I wish
One
I was,
of the T's.
I wish I was on Twitter. Twitter Live. That shit's fucking hot. I don't think I want any of these, do I?
All right. So what's the news, Joey?
Oh, I was gonna. I didn't know I was gonna wrap it up. Like, what the fuck you guys been playing? I was gonna say that I at least installed Jedi Fallen Order and gave it to Kyle. I attempted to.
I've
play
also installed Jedi Fallen Order. I'll probably get on it after the podcast.
So, I saw a stream of half of it. That game does not appeal me to whatsoever.
My fear. That is my fear. That is very Dark Souls-esque, and that might be like me barking up the wrong tree there.
No, it's Dark Souls, but it's like Dark Soul training wheels. We tried and this Dollar General Dark Souls. That's what it feels like.
That seems mean.
I mean, wait till you start unlocking thousands and thousands upon cosmetics that do nothing to amplify the game experience whatsoever.
Oh.
All the ponchos you can fucking handle.
But I love dressing my dolly up.
But what
Oh
if
my
I like
God.
what if I like my lightsaber to be super cool?
There's literally color lightsabers, and that's about it. Ponchos. You get some neon skins for your fucking little
I
dumb
don't know,
droid.
Alf. It sounds like you sound like a hater.
Dude, like at least in Dark
You know
Souls, your
you know what they say.
weapons.
You know what they say
What?
about haters.
We got.
You're not doing it right unless you have haters.
There you go.
Right.
See, there you go. Now we all know.
Oh, agree with me. Dark Souls has weapons, and your battle stance changes. You know, you gain XP. You can level up your weapons, and such and so forth. Right?
That's
You have a
correct.
you have a lightsaber. That's it. And why a lightsaber can't kill anything in one hit in this game is beyond me. But hey,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Star Wars.
you run into a lot of enemies that for some reason are made of some type of material that could take more than one hit
They're
of a
made of
lightsaber.
vibranium.
I mean, there are things in the Star Wars universe that lightsabers can't destroy.
You fight all of them in this game. And it's just not to say I'm not looking for a special lightsaber or something like that, but it's just like, oh, I unlocked a crystal that doesn't amplify my speed attack, doesn't do extra damage, doesn't have any extra block rate. No, it changes the color. That's all it does. There's no stat change whatsoever. There's a skill tree that gets you more skills by throwing the saber, whatever have you, and force powers, which is cool. But at the same time, it's like the enemy differences. You're gonna when you guys play. I don't want to ruin it for you, but from what I saw, I'm like, cool. You fight a spider in 3 different skin tones, and they called it evolution and bosses.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. I mean, that's the problem with every game, though. Is like, you know what I'm saying? Even Mario Brothers, you get the red turtles, and then you get the green turtles, and so on and so forth.
They did it with Fallen Order. I'm like, oof. It looks fucking gorgeous. Holy shit! I've never seen a game. There's some janky ass animations. I will give you that, but other than that, like, it's a rental. Don't waste the money if you can. Just rent it first, and don't be disappointed.
Well, I already bought it, Alf.
Oh, again, there's a guy from I watched the stream, and I could just safely say, like, yeah, that is a lot of wrong with that. Maybe if I play it, I could fucking be like, oh, I know this game is great. This game, what am I talking about? But I don't know, man. I feel like Kyle wouldn't even like it. That's how bad it is.
Wow, Kyle.
Well, I already don't like Star Wars, so.
Oof.
But Kyle, damn it, Billy Zane wrote it.
What?
Timothy Zane?
No, Billy Zane.
Zidane?
Is that who it was? The
No,
actor.
Monkey Boy
Never
from
mind.
Final Fantasy IX?
Yeah, that guy. He wrote it. Sure.
Yeah, that guy, sure.
I'm trying to. The guy who was in.
It was the worst of times. It was the
guy who
blurst of times.
The guy who was the Phantom in the movie The Phantom.
I don't know, man.
You were the Bomb and Phantoms.
Oh, hell yeah.
It wasn't.
Word, bitch, Phantom's like a motherfucker. That's what I was looking for. I had to like run through that movie in my head real quick.
But you don't know who Billy Zane is. Okay, sure. All right. All right.
But Kyle, let me know how it is like when you get some hours into it. I'm like really eagerly awaiting the criticism on it because I could tell like this probably won't be your jam.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm definitely interested. Like I'm gonna play it over the course of the weekend because Joey loaned it to me and said, you know, I'm probably not gonna get to it over the weekend. So especially if you know what I mean, like if I play it and I didn't pay full price for it, like if I just like pay Joey a little bit to like, you know what I mean, like I'll give him like $5 or $10, then you know I'll probably just consider it a success.
Cool.
I don't know. I definitely feel like, you know, from as the person who picked it up, I was like, a Star Wars game, like if it just has a medium okay story, I can make do. You know, like I want it like interesting story, and this one's supposed to be canon, so you know, like that definitely that has something there for me. You know, a new canon story, you know, in the Star Wars universe, good or bad, based, you know. It's something like I enjoyed the Battlefront 2 story, so
I did too, actually.
it was fine. It wasn't anything to write home about. But
yeah, it was nothing crazy, but it was all right.
It worked. Like, it was a functional thing that you could play.
Well, the story's not bad in Fallen Order. It really isn't. I mean, I won't spoil anything. Just watch it. But yeah, it just the gameplay didn't live up to the story. How about that? So.
But it's got Saul Guerrera.
What do you mean? I have lazy eye. I don't know. I can't do Forrest Whitaker. Sorry.
I was worried there.
I can do many voices. Forrest Whitaker isn't one of them.
I was like, what the fuck?
I can't do. He has a weird voice, man.
He does. You're not wrong. He does have a weird voice.
It's like deep raspy, and then it changes. Like Sal talks like this, but man, Forrest Whitaker just still talks like this. I don't know, man. I'm racist.
I was
Go
real
ahead, keep
worried
going.
about it. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. I was real worried about it there.
Sal always sounds like he's out of breath. Oh, shut up. All right, next story. Go.
All right. I'll get into the actual news. These are kind of out of order.
You're out of order.
So that Half-Life Alex VR trailer came out today. What did you guys think of that? Like a new entry into the Half-Life universe?
Yeah, into VR, great.
Are you mad
Yeah.
that it's VR, or what's going? Like, help me
Because
out.
because he should be.
Okay, go on.
It's ridiculous that
Yeah,
they think like that's the most tone deaf I think I've ever seen Valve be, and that you even think that like the option is to fucking release another Half-Life game without it being the canon sequel to 2. Like, it's just
This one's like between 1 and 2, right?
I don't actually know. I know that it's not a sequel to the one people like. Like,
Okay.
that's the problem. It's like so like I'm coming at this from a purely business standpoint because I don't like Half-Life.
Okay.
I think that they're reasonable games to a degree, but like I don't think they're anything to write home about. But like Half-Life 2 won Game of the Decade from some fucking award
Was it the award
show.
Was it
Yeah.
was it the award show, the Keeleys?
I don't know, it was the one that was on Spike TV.
It's probably the Keeleys.
But like if you have something that's won Game of the Decade, like if it is a decorated, beloved franchise, and then you think the response is to put out what looks like a mini game.
I mean, did they come out and say how long that is?
No, but like I to me, like I just don't want to play like a fully functional shooter in VR. Like that's just not where I want to be. Like that's just me. I'm sure there's plenty of people. I'm sure it'll sell well. I'm sure by virtue of it being a Half-Life game, people will buy it.
Right. So I will say that for those who didn't watch the trailer, it does look to be like a story set in the I keep trying to say Fallout, but the Half-Life universe with Alex, and it's in full VR, and it's very much you're going through, and your hands are the hands you see. You're digging through, picking up items, catching guns, cocking guns, loading guns, so on and so forth, and good or bad.
It just seems like that's the focus of the mechanic is like picking a thing up and like loading it into a gun. You know what I mean? Like it's like VR is just so focused right now, especially now, on making like mundane things not be shitty and impossible. You know what I mean? Like loading a clip into a gun in any other game is pushing X or square or whatever. You know what I mean? But like it's a whole ordeal in a VR game. So like I think that like there's going to be like the degree of like just masochists who are just like, oh yeah, dude, like I wanna, you know what I mean, like fumble a fucking clip and drop it, and you know what I mean, like I want to go digging through a fucking dumpster in VR. You know what I mean? Like it's to me like it just seems like that's just like if you are spending time perfecting the things that are mundane in video games to work perfectly in VR, that like I would rather just be doing the spectacular thing in a video game rather than perfecting loading a clip into a gun. Like
yeah, I mean, like I didn't bring this up earlier, but I always felt like the problem is like pushing a button is such a shortcut to doing anything in the real world that automatically doing these other things becomes a task that's like, oh, why would I do the what do you call it, the it's a baby's toy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it becomes that, like you have to use your hands. Oh my god, I can just push a button. I think that's like a big problem.
Well, I think that like we're getting into the division of people who are like, right, but like I think doing that would be fun. I think handling, you know what I mean, like real life objects in a video game is fun. Whereas to me, like that just seems like tedium.
Hmm.
But like I mean, like obviously, like I don't own a VR headset. The VR games that like I enjoy the most are games that have one mechanic that the game is functioning around that mechanic. For instance, Beat Saber.
Right. Well, because like it's a specialized VR experience.
Right, like you just couldn't do that on a controller. That's kind of what I want out of VR games is to like expand the medium into like I just like don't like the idea of like taking a tried and true concept like playing a video game and then like trying to like reinvent the wheel of video gaming. You know what I mean? Like it seems like a lot of the times with like these VR games, they think that like if you just take Borderlands 2 and then you put a VR headset on, that Borderlands 2 is just as fun in VR as it is playing it on a controller on a TV.
Yeah, I feel like
And
that's a
it's
good
like,
example. Yeah, sure.
and it's like, no, it's not. This is a fucking mess. Like, you have to do all this shit that like is intuitive on a controller, but it's complicated and complex doing it with your hands. And then literally everybody who played Borderlands 2 VR just went, yeah, just play it with the controller, and it's super fun. And you're like, well, what the fuck is the point then? You know what I mean? Like so like things like to me like things like VR or things that are successful in VR would be like Surgeon Simulator, like the game you love, the
Keep talking, no one explodes.
Keep Talking, No One Explodes, like stuff like that, like things that like lend validity to the concept of VR, not trying to make a first person shooter in VR and making and somehow saying that it's better than a first person shooter on a TV, because that's just you're getting to like it being like a matter of preference at that point.
Huh. I definitely feel like there's a lot of things like especially in the VR space where like like I thought we talked about this privately in chat. Like you have to trudge through the bull crap to get to those unique experiences. And the technology also isn't there yet. Being able to touch something in VR, it doesn't resonate because you don't know how much you don't know how that feels. You don't know the resistance. You just like all you know is you're looking at your hand that's nothing there, and there's you're looking at your hand holding an object in with your eyes, but you're not holding anything. But you
Like
obviously
all the
can't feel
haptic
anything.
response, like all
Right.
the haptic response in the world is not going to give you the same like sensation of like holding something that has weight and texture and
Right.
you know what I mean.
So eventually the technology catches up where you get the gloves or whatever that give you the haptic feedback, or they provide resistance, so then that way oh, this is a can versus oh, this is something lighter or nicer or whatever.
Sure.
So, and then like I said, you have to like deal with all the bullcrap till you get to the whatever, right?
Yeah.
So, that's I don't know, like and you never know. Maybe they have like the technology and they're like, oh no, we're working on it.
Okay. Yeah, we're working on it.
I mean, like I don't need that's like not
I
the
get
right
what you're
way.
saying. I get it. I get it.
Like oh
But yeah,
well, this is gonna blow your mind when you finally see it.
I think that like getting away from centralizing on VR itself, the idea of the production of a Half-Life game that is not Half-Life 3, like a fully finished, realized production of Half-Life 3, is just silly in my opinion. Like it's all you're doing is like opening yourself up for all those like shitty internet trolls
Yeah.
to just be like, look at these idiots who don't know how to print money. Like it's literally like, execute target print money.exe if you just make the game that they want to buy.
Right, but at this point,
And
the game is built up to such a thing that we talked about this before. Like the
I
expectations.
know, yeah. Oh god, I would not want to be on that development team. Not at
Right.
all. Holy shit.
Like you would never make it.
If you're asking me, if you're asking Kyle personally, like, what do you do with the Half-Life franchise? I say you fucking put it to bed. It's done. It's been too long. I would have said the same thing about fucking Kingdom Hearts.
Duke Nukem.
Any of that shit that like is like got like this like massive fan following and more than a decade without a new canonical like release of like the main ship like franchise. You just can't. Like you've created like a level of mysticism surrounding like the release of like the next like magic title that could possibly be better than Half-Life 2 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's like what you're saying. Like you can't produce what people have conjured in their heads. They're just going to. It's just going to be Pokemon Sword and Shield. You know what I mean? Like you'll put out a game that is perfectly reasonable and it did its quote unquote its best. It's probably not true, but you know what I mean. Like they release it and it's Pokemon Sword and Shield has some fucking stuff that sucks, but like the majority of it's very very good. So I'm willing to cut it the slack that it deserves because like you being like boycott Pokemon Sword and Shield is insane because like you're just not going to play a good game at that point. But that's the point is that like Pokemon has also developed like this like giant incredible fan following, maybe not as like a cult following as Half-Life is, you know what I mean? Like I feel like that's a very different fan base. But like maybe just as like virile about how they feel about, you know what I mean, like the franchise itself. But I don't know. It seems like I said before. I think Alex feels very tone deaf to its customer bases.
I think that the customers. I think there's entirely different customers though. Like leave those old customers behind. Like this is one of the things I was talking about privately with other people about Pokemon Sword and Shield. Like maybe it's time for you to leave those old customers behind and just say, hey, look, either we're doing this new stuff, and either you're with us or you're not, because this is where we're going and this is where we have to go from here on out. Like you have to draw the line in the sand somewhere and say we're not putting all the Pokemon in all the games anymore because it doesn't make sense. Like,
yeah.
After because if they make 3 more games from now, there's 1,200 Pokemon in those fucking games.
I respect this opinion quite a bit, and I think that that's probably the route that they've decided to take. And who knows? Maybe this will be the most successful VR game ever released because it's tacked on Half-Life to a working framework of a VR game. You know what I'm saying? Like from the clip that they showed during the preview of it, it looked pretty functional. You know what I mean? Like things looked cool. Like when they pushed everything off the shelf, that looked dope. Like
I mean that's where I'm at. Like at what point does Kingdom Hearts is not a good example because that story is I think they finally wrapped it up, right? But at like some point you're just like you have to like say
they did, but then they decided that they didn't too.
Right, but at some point you have to like this is where we're going and you're either with us or you're not. Like what do you want me to do?
Yeah, and like I like that mentality. I just think from like a purely business standpoint, like it seems like you push away that because like that's kind of the problem with like the quote unquote PC master race people, right? Is that like they're already in the camp of like we're the best of the best, you know what I mean? Like our preferred way to play games is clearly the superior. Yeah, like there's no other way to play games. Like I have friends that are just like, no, I'm not playing that game because it's not on PC, and it's just like, but you what? Like that's insane. You have the thing, and they're like, yeah, but like PC games, bud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's just like nonsense to me. But they're already of the mentality like we have the best thing, we deserve the best thing, and like now they're making this thing that like requires me to buy like a several $100 peripheral,
hmm
which I already feel bad calling it a peripheral. You know what I mean? Like it's like the main part of the. I don't know. Would you say VR is a peripheral to a PC? I mean, right?
it is. I definitely think it's not necessarily to gain on there, and I definitely feel like it's unnecessary,
Yeah.
But
But I'm saying that like the people who are buying, you know what I mean, like 2080 Ti's and shit like that,
hmm
like that guy,
hmm
he's more interested in playing Half-Life 3 than he is in playing Half-Life Alex, like just objectively.
I mean, I guess
just-
that does raise an interesting point. Like, who's buying this? Like, the person who's new to Half-Life isn't going to be buying a
A VR headset and a decent rig to play this game that they don't know anything about because they're not in love with the franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels weird, right? Like I don't know. It seems on its face it seems like a mistake to me, but I'm not actually in the industry, so who knows? I tend to ignore a lot of like trends and stuff like when it comes to gaming, so I could be just as tone deaf as the people I'm saying are tone deaf.
Anyway, I mean, like the neat thing about that is like it was kind of like leaked out that I don't think it like predicted. I think it like I don't remember exactly what happened, but they thought it was going to come out with the Game Awards. So I think it's kind of neat that they actually came out and just kind of talked about it today.
The funny thing was, before I even saw the trailer for it, I got a message from a friend who is a like pretty hardcore PC gamer, and the message just said, "Half-Life 3 confirmed." Lol.
I saw some of that too.
And then I went, "Well, my phone's not blowing up, so I don't think that's true."
I don't think it's exactly that.
Yeah. And so then I did like some cursory like scooching around on Reddit, and nobody has anything to say about this game yet, really.
Yeah.
Like basically radio silence as far as I think people are like, well, I don't want to talk shit about Half-Life, but this doesn't feel like Half-Life, so
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. We're also like entering the phase of like people are afraid to criticize the things that they like. You know what I mean? Like they're upset that they're not getting Half-Life 3, but they still get a Half-Life game, so maybe they're a little bit happy. You know what I mean? Like
I definitely am like kind of excited about it, just like because I like a good VR experience, and I kind of want to tune in and see what it is.
I mean, first, like it's like back when the Switch came out, right? Like we were just buying everything that came out because there was nothing on the Switch.
Yeah.
Like you're like, yeah, I'm playing fucking Breath of the Wild again because Mario Odyssey's not out, so
Yeah.
just
Yeah, I do miss that. Like that is always kind of fun. Like, oh, well, what are you going to play? We're going to play some dumb stuff. We're going to play this super. Fuck, we're still waiting on Meat Boy to come out. Like.
Joey, the only thing I have to say about this, remember when it was like the first 2 months of the PS4's release, and there was literally nothing for it, and we just sat around playing Resogun all the time.
Resogun was good, yeah.
Dude, that game was so much fun.
I like Resogun a lot.
Put Resogun on VR.
Ooh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
It's just Tetris Effect. Resogun.
Yeah, I think Alf's asleep.
What the fuck? Alf! Alf!
Alright, well, I got some news. We'll figure out what happened to him.
Are you awake? Alf!
Alf's just out. Alright, let's do some news. If he's there, we'll figure it out. So speaking of that game that no one likes, 6 million units on a 40 million install base. So that's what, 1 in every 8 people, right? 8, 6.
What?
7
Pokemon?
people, 7. 1 in every 7 people has Sword or Shield.
Yes. So Pokemon has also been said that it's the fastest selling Pokemon game of all time.
Yeah. So
currently.
Yeah. So
all you people that said you were boycotting it are obviously lying.
Post that picture of the Modern Warfare 2 boycott group where everyone's playing Modern Warfare 2, right? All right, so yeah, I got that. Digital Foundry did their little thing on it. They turns out that the whole game's locked at 30 frames per second.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
docked or otherwise.
Yeah, it's
then
got some stuff. Not great stuff. It's got some stuff.
the other stuff is people are digging in and again saying like the stuff the Pokemon are from Let's Go models, like there's no changes and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And that they're like able to import the Pokemon Let's Go characters that aren't in there into it by modding it and hacking it and stuff like that.
Yeah. All the models are just Pikachu models, but they have the stats of otherwise the Pokemon.
Yeah. Did we talk about Halo Reach last week coming out?
We just said that it was coming to PC, but we didn't.
Okay,
They also did they have like a schedule for the other games too?
No, they just said that was the first one. There's some more information coming out about that, like so you can kind of go to Digital Foundry. They show it and they talk about some of the other different modes. I wanted to talk about this, but like you said, yours, your Series 2 Elite controller is doing well, right?
Yeah, I mean, so addendum.
Mm-hmm.
I had to go through 2 of them before I got one that was good.
Okay, what happened to the first one?
Okay, so the first one had just like right out of the box had a gummy right trigger, like it was just actual like, and not to like my OCD, it was just actual gummy. The second one, even worse, had a like 50% functional 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Like it would short in and out. I think that there was like a short on that side of the board because also up on the D-pad sometimes buffered a second input off of like the first input.
Yeah.
So I have heard a lot of people saying that the construction of them feels very nice, but like there are some internal issues with the controllers.
I've seen some people like saying like, and I've seen pictures of like people just saying like buttons are stuck and you know
are you back?
Gummy.
What?
Are you back?
What do you mean?
We were like calling for you.
You were?
Yeah. We're like, Alf, did you fall asleep?
Oh yeah, I did pass out actually.
Exactly.
So I woke up now to laughing. I'm like, yeah.
He was like Alf went to sleep, and I was like, Alf.
Hey man, the drawback of having Discord. I'm laying on my couch and it's cold.
You can come sit in a dark game store with me.
Ooh,
dark,
I do like a dark game store. No. He's trying to conserve the power. Place is expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair
There's
enough,
no reason to have all the lights on. All right.
Wait, how long was I out? Jesus Christ.
Not long. Not long.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I feel like I dozed off. I'm like, oh, that was a good blink.
We talked about Half-Life Alyx for a while, and I think you heard me going on a tirade about it. And you're
I think that was it. Oh, Kyle has something to say about virtual. Okay.
That's what I attributed it to. Was like Alf heard me going like, okay, this is my issue.
And that's half our audience.
Yeah. All right, I got a couple more news pieces. Obviously, speaking of controllers, the PS5 controller patent came out. Spoiler alert: it looks like the DualShock 4.
Oh man, I was hoping for the boomerang.
No boomerang. So a little bit like smaller thumbsticks, just tiny bit smaller. But basically it looks the same. And there's some stuff that shows the different haptic feedbacks instead of like the rumble stuff. So imagine it closer to like the Joy-Cons.
Yeah, I really love Joy-Con rumble. You don't like it?
Sometimes it sounds just like a just vibrating, too bad.
But but then play 1-2 switch and go, oh, this is really.
Yeah. We got the Golden Joysticks handing out awards.
Did you say Golden Choice Dicks?
Yeah, Golden Joysticks. Resident Evil 2 is Game of the Year there, so that's the main thing to pull away from that.
You know who's gonna win in the Keeleys?
Death Stranding.
Oh yeah, because they're buddy.
Yeah, I was about to say that game should be like not allowed just because Keely's in it.
That's what I say. Yeah.
We didn't talk about the Stadia because none of us got it, but people are getting their Stadias now.
Oh man, have you seen the videos?
Yeah, I've seen where they're like, yeah, this isn't 4K. This is 1080p rendered to 4K.
No, like Samurai Showdown, like chugging along with moves.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's bad.
And I've seen also like people are like, yeah, my Chromecast is basically on fire, literally on fire.
Jesus
So.
Christ.
The best part is like one guy playing Destiny. He goes, "So remember everybody? The tower is so crowded, full of people." And he goes, "Explain this," and it's just him, not even the NPCs loaded into the tower. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oof."
I mean, you know, that thing is like, I don't know why they shouldn't say like get in on the beta, you know, and then launch it now like as like the beta, and then because like nothing's done, and it's gonna be like not done until next year when all the real where you or I can walk into a store and buy it, right? Like the controller doesn't work wireless like it's supposed to. You know, you have to use the Stadia controller, things like that, right?
Well, some
So.
people with data caps saying that they're chugging through their data within like 2 hours. Like somebody reported 30 to 40 gigs within 2 hours.
Mm.
I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. I think it was like,
yeesh.
yeah, they're like you'll just burn through your data if you do HD streaming or 4K
Yeah.
streaming. So, you know, there's also that. Let's see. Shenmue 3 is actually out.
Yeah, good night again.
I mean, that's all I'm gonna say. Like, you know, I haven't like I think the review embargoes came out today, so I haven't had a chance to read any of them. So it was kind of weird that it came out 2 days ago, and then now all the review embargoes are out today.
Does the review say you wanted more Shenmue? I don't know why, but here.
You guys paid for this on Kickstarter, so I don't know why you're playing it. So
We thought you wanted it.
I like we're legally obligated to make this, but not
We thought we
really.
wanted it. We thought we wanted it too.
Well, the last thing I have is they've updated Borderlands 3. They added a new raid, some bank storage, character buffs, UI improvement, more vending machines.
Yep.
Still can't skip cutscenes, so
Yeah, stability issues got addressed again. Yeah.
free to play weekend this weekend on both consoles to play it. So, you know, get in there, right? Why not?
Yeah, you get in there. Game's
Free's
good.
not bad for that game. You can probably beat it in the weekend.
Especially a fixed version of that game.
And
I'll take that.
If you do like I did during the extra live stream, you know, one of your friends who's beat it and doesn't give a shit about that game will just shoot the gun at you that shoots guns. You pick up the guns, you sell the guns, you use the guns to unlock the slots, and rinse and repeat for like an hour, and then no one cares. It fixes a lot of the problems you have with that game.
That's what I do for everybody like new. I just go like, all right, well, I'm gonna shit a bunch of guns out in front of you, and then you're gonna sell them all, and then you'll actually be able to play the game reasonably because you'll have inventory room.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I think that's all the news that I pulled out. There's an interesting IGN article about a 5-cent component that slowed down the PlayStation 3. I think that's worth looking into. Kind of funny. Let's see. I'm gonna pull up the new news. It's not the old news. Punch the things. Oop.
Nice.
No, I want. There we go. The new news. Half-Life. Half-Life. Yeah. Rocket League Blueprint. December 4th. Alf, you still playing Rocket League?
No, but what's this one?
Hmm?
No, what's Blueprint? Sorry, I don't even know.
Damn it, I don't know. I was hoping you fucking would know.
I don't know, you mentioned it if you know it.
Well, I scrolled past it, so you're gonna get fucked.
Oh, good.
Alright, here we go. Rocket League Blueprint update.
I have to sit up on the couch and I can't lay down or fall asleep again.
Let's see. Oh my god.
What? Is it like I'm thinking you could build the
Blueprints
world
will
of
drop
Rocket?
after online matches.
Oh my god.
Then you can build items for credits. Then you can build the item, trade it, or just keep it.
Oh boy, here we go.
Unopened crates become blueprints.
Mm-hmm.
There's an item shop. There's a season pass. Season 13. There you go.
Oh yay! Wow! Never do.
All right. Well, that's all the news I got. I'm not gonna lie, the email's broken. So if you've been sending a thing to podcast@goldensaucer.net, I might have missed it. Look, man, like someone
How do
asked,
we
like,
break an email?
okay, so like someone asked, and I said I would explain on the podcast. So like, hey, I haven't seen the podcast feed to update in a while, and I was like, oh, it's broken. And they're like, why is it broken? And the long story short is, we moved hosts in July, right? For the website, and then with that comes the different feeds and all that stuff. And I think everything should have gone through the same, but it turns out our old host kept billing me on an old credit card,
Oh.
and I didn't notice. And so when I kind of complained a little bit, they're like, "Well, we're going to delete all your stuff if you haven't backed it up because you're canceling right now." I was like, "Do it," and so they did. And so they did it, and so some of the things work like they're supposed to, and some of them don't work like they're supposed to. And as of right now, the emails work as far as they get email, but they don't work as far as I can't check them. So they don't forward and do all the things they're supposed to do. So I have to spend a whole weekend in there changing all the passwords and making it so they can log into each other and they forward correctly like they're supposed to. And then that also means the RSS feeds need to be updated and all that stuff. And I'm like, great. So, but YouTube has all the episodes up there. So if you're worried that you're not getting the episodes, they're up on YouTube, which is great, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but rest assured, once I get a free weekend, and by weekend, this in quotation marks, once I get an extra 5 hours to just sit in front of a computer to do that, I'll fix it all. So I would offer for you guys to do it, but even I don't know what's broken. I have to sit there and research it,
Jeez.
It's probably just a DNS number needs to be fixed, or what I'm saying, or port isn't right, or some shit like that because we moved servers. So, but anyway, and it could just be me. It could just be me just not having a box checked. I don't know. I'll check it all out. All right, so that's the end of the show. If you have any questions, podcast@goldensaucer.net. I will get to it eventually. You can also send it to Alf or Joey or Kyle at goldensaucer.net. You can send us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Facebook's, pretty dead, but you can let us know there. I'll post the episode once it goes up tomorrow on YouTube. And other than that, anything party words, guys, before I make Alf say later?
I think I've probably spoke too much during this podcast. So.
Yeah. I got to play Dead
Shut
Cells.
up.
So. All right, Alf, do it.
Later.
Later.